Hello, people. We're back. New episode. We're jumping straight into power, but yeah, we're back. Listen, let's get straight into it, man. So, technical masterclass. Tori Anu defeated Layla Hirsch with a fisherman suplex after a distraction from Kanami. So, Kanami, Layla Hirsch, their storyline still advancing. 47 from Layla, 52 from Saori, who is our champion um, in the Alliance belt. So, she goes around to other promotions and defends that. Segment rating 51. Crowd heat at the end simmering. I mean, it would with a technical masterclass. It's not going to get the crowd like hype or anything, but it's a good solid match to start the program. So, you know, I'm happy with that at this moment in time. We then move on to Veni versus Janai Kai. It's a little bit disappointing. Gali and Kozlov on commentary. I think because New Japan had Chris Charlton away, so I didn't really realize. Segment rating 42. No storyline, which is why the crowd rating's so low. Archive 39, I guess she's got a bit better. Venny, as always, pretty decent. Dan Lambert, good work at ringside, but at least he's got the crowd hot and rising. But I would have hoped in a 42. Janai defeated Venny, Venny taking the loss, just to try and boost Janai up a little bit. But sooner rather than later, Venny's going to stop being, I guess, our whipping person, and she's going to start climbing up the ranks. But it's just about gaining popularity, getting her on TV more, and yeah, go from there. In about our good wrestling, Ricky Knight defeated Oddinson with a Yakuza kick. Ricky Knight Jr. with a 51, Oddinson with a 37. It's Oddinson's first match since we took charge of the NWA. Segment rating 49. Again, no storyline involved, which is why the crowd rating's gone down. But the crowd are still hot. Oddinson, probably won't use him again going forward. But it's a good performance from Ricky Knight Jr. Good to get him on TV and putting in a good performance. Solid TV match. Kayla interviews Breeze and Mustafa Ali, following Mustafa Ali calling out Breeze. 51 rated segment. Ivelisse versus Takumi Iroha. Iroha defeats Ivelisse by submission with a triangle choke. 42 by Ivelisse, so she's not really improved at all. But Iroha completely carrying a match with a 63. Segment rating 59. And it's the first match of their feud, is it? Is it the first match? Spinal impact moves, again, being a part of it. Having to hold back because it was a storytelling match. But 59, I mean, I'm happy with it. Masha Slamovich calls out Ronda. They're in the final of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Masha says she cannot wait to test herself. Father James Mitchell appears with Max the Impaler. James Mitchell calls Masha a fraud. Says Max would crush her face, and he's ready to do that tonight if she'll accept. Van Lambert says, I don't think Masha is alone. I brought her here. We're going to the top of the NWA. And Masha says she'll see Max in a ring. So Masha Slamovich versus Max the Impaler is set for that evening. Crowd are very hot. 51 segment rating. Would have hoped for better. But everyone performed well. So Masha Slamovich versus Max the Impaler. They drew when the referee lost control and stopped the match. 55 for Slamovich, 51 for Max the Impaler. The storyline segment gained heat. Both managers had good work at ringside. 56 rating. Crowd were into it at 34. And very hot crowd heat in the end. I mean, a lot of bonus points going out. Penalised for stamina, not being able to use spinal impact moves. It's the regular stuff, but nothing uh, new that kind of stands out that we need to be um, concerned about. But it was a good match. House of Page laughed about the events at Into the Fire. Ron Killen says maybe Ricky should laugh about losing his last two matches, like prior to tonight. Ricky threatens Ron. Ron tells Ricky that there's something about him that he can't quite put his finger on. It's not your clothes or your hair. Oh, I've got it. You're an asshole. And he walks off. Dan Lambert says he knew he wasn't the only one that thought it. So 59 rating. Ron Killings obviously carried it, but that may set up a match between him and Ricky Knight Jr. and just interweaving storylines together. So everyone's part of the same universe and not keeping people away from each other. So yeah, and the women's world title storyline has advanced because of that segment. So next we've got Akam and Reza versus the Southern. Segment rating 40. Silas Mason, Kerry Morton. I'm probably not going to give them any more chances. Cam and Rez are pretty disappointing, but hopefully they'll improve over a little bit of time. Um, the Southern look like probably the weakest team we've got at the moment in the tag division. So we might let them go. Kerry Morton, I'm not going to let him go yet because I don't want Ricky Morton to get even more upset and I've got to pay him off. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, at the same time, whether you use spinal impact moves or not, you should be able to score higher than these guys are currently scoring. So I'm not happy with where they are at the moment, but segment rating 40, it is what it is. Metalik, Metalik defeats ACH. A corkscrew somersault senton bomb, 56 for Metalik, 53 for ACH. TV title storyline has advanced, makes it defense number one of the World Television title, segment rating 61. And that is something that's really going to push up the show. I'm really happy with that. Crowd were into it. Um, and yeah, I'm happy with the performance of both of them. You know, TV title's in good hands at the moment. I think we made a good choice switching the title to Metalik. But we might just bring him a new challenger now. But I'm happy with that. Maria Kanellis doing good work at ringside. Crowd buzzing. Crowd heat is very hot. Colby Corino and Ron Killings talk about being in each other's way. Ron tries to make light of things. He tells Colby that his form has been impressive, but Ron Killings can't miss out on holding that world title one more time. Ron Killings says he deserves a shot, assures Colby that his time will come. They shake hands, but Colby is hesitant. Segment rating 62. It's always going to be a good rating when Ron Killings is involved in the segments. In a bout that had good wrestling, good heat, Ace Austin defeated Ichiban with a house of cards. 53 for Ace Austin, little low side, but it's good enough. Ichiban 45, segment rating 58. Crowd were into it, even though there was no storyline here. But Ace is, he's a big enough star now for us, and he's carried it. Ichiban is relatively unknown, but he keeps becoming a safe pair of hands to throw in a match and to give out a good performance. So I'm really happy with Ichiban. And as he appears and as his performances improve, he's someone we could potentially get behind. Um, Chris Charlton giving us a bonus with a voice of attribute. Oh, so Chris Charlton is there. I just accidentally put Kozlov and Joe Galley on the same match. But yeah, happy with Ace Austin at the moment. Happy with Ichiban, and yeah, good segment. Gresham storms through the crowd, jumps the barricade, and throws himself in the ring after Ace Austin. Ace rolls out quickly and starts to run to the top of the ramp. Maurice is left in the ring with Gresham. Gresham stares her down, and Ace starts to come down the ramp. And as soon as Gresham locks eyes onto him, Maurice gets out of the ring, and Ace retreats again. Gresham says, Ace, you cheat. You didn't beat me. You just about survived me. You can't even convince yourself that you can beat me. I've had you begging, scratching, crawling. I am the rightful NWA champion. I don't care about no tournament, and I'll be damned if I go back to the back of the line after being defeated. The storyline lost heat because Jonathan Gresham evidently isn't great on the mic. Segment rating 37 is pretty disappointing, but I'm sure we'll get it back up in no time. So let's have a look at Power then. And I mean, yeah, feedback from the viewers was that it was awesome. 200 sellout, pro rating 60, which I'm really happy with. 29,704 viewers, so I can't really complain. And we're on our way, to becoming a small company. I'm happy about this. Obviously, this last segment with Jonathan Gresham brought the show down a little bit. Cameron Reza versus the Southern brought it down, and Janai Kai versus Venny. But going forward, I think we're in good hands. So let's just get on to the next episode of Power. So we're here, we're ready for the next episode of NWA Power. And yeah, I think I'm looking to get more than 60 than we got in the last show. Hopefully sell more tickets and continue that push to get to a small size. So let's go and let's get the next episode started. So as you've seen on the list, we're kicking off with Jonathan Gresham versus Adam Priest. And it's going to be a technical masterclass. Adam Priest going toe-to-toe with Jonathan Gresham, both technical wrestlers. So, and it'll be good to have Adam Priest part of the show. So Jonathan Gresham defeats Adam Priest by submission with an octopus stretch. 64 for Jonathan Gresham, 51 for Adam Priest. CJ Perry, great work at ringside. Jonathan Gresham and Adam Priest have really good chemistry that lifted the match. Wrestling rating is 58. Crowd rating is 30, which is a surprise considering that there's no story here. And the segment rating scored a massive 66. So I'm really happy with this. I like Matt Wrestling, love technical wrestling, gets Adam Priest some TV time, and it might actually improve his popularity because he's had such a great match. And we're just trying to establish some stars and just trying to bring them up and build them up, our own stars, so we don't always have to go for the payout for the bigger stars. Ace Austin and Maurice Mock Gresham, they talk about how desperate he is and he's around like a bad smell. Ace says, regardless of what happened in the match, the record books say Ace Austin retains. Maurice wants Gresham to pay for his intimidation last week. Ace agrees to another match at Liberation. He is angry about last week and he wants to put an end to Gresham's whining. He says it's on. Segment loses heat. Jonathan Gresham underperformed again, um, and it was poor. So segment rating 48 could have been much better, but it kind of is what it is. Um, we just deal with it. So the Foundation defeated the Southern. Fred Yehi submitted Silas Mason with a Koji clutch. 48 Michael Oku, not good. But 52 Fred Yehi, not good. Silas Mason, Kerry Morton is still on this 38-39. How a referee got an initial rating of poor for a gimmick is ridiculous. 34 segment rating. It got saved by the commentary and work at ringside, but this is really bad. I think this is the straw that broke the camel's back for the Southern. Um, I mean, it's disrupted by an injury. I get it, but it isn't good enough. I understand that injury had part to play in the segment, but still, this is probably the straw that broke the camel's back when it comes to the Southern. Silas Mason's definitely going to be out of here. But yeah, we need to do better. Kind of segments like this. Enzi and Soraya say Kelly's not getting another shot. She's bored to death with beating her. Dan Lambert scolds the pair of them and reminds them that Killer Kelly has lost twice due to interference. He wants to put forward Janai Kai tonight. He says if Kenzie fails to beat Kai, Kelly should have another shot at Liberation. Soraya agrees. Segment rating 53. No complaints. So if we move on to Janai Kai versus Kenzie Page, Janai Kai drew with Kenzie Page when the time limit expired. 49 rated segment, Janai Kai with a disappointing 36, Kenzie Page with 51, but Kenzie Page did fail to beat Janai Kai, so Killer Kelly will get another shot at Kenzie Page's title. Dan Lambert and Soraya did good work at ringside, which of course helped the segment, and the storyline has lost heat because of this match. So Janai Kai definitely needs to go on pre-shows. In a bout that had good wrestling, Ivelisse defeated Diamante with a vertical spin kick. Segment rating 50. Ivelisse with a 48, better than last week. Diamante with a disappointing 42. And that storyline has gained heat. Not really happy with Diamante's performance at all. That's disappointing. She's on thin ice. She didn't re-sign with ROH. It's probably a mistake on her part because I don't think we'll keep her around for much longer. Or we'll just use her as enhancement talent. She's only on $90 a show. So, yeah. Layla is interviewed about Konami attacking her last week. Layla says Konami should watch her back, and she isn't around today. But if I need to hop on a plane to Japan and find her, I will. 43 rated segment. Wasn't the best, but, we just got to see how she is when she's talking. The Coffee Brothers defeated Akam and Razor. Glory Coffee pinned Akam with a refill following interference from Blake Christian. During the match, AR Fox ran in and attacked Reza. Poor performance again from AOP. Mark Coffey with another poor performance. Joe Coffey being the best in the ring with a 49. And that's just not good enough. But the segment rating was 51. It could have been worse. But it is what it is. Metalik versus Sean Legacy. Metalik defeated Sean Legacy. Defense number 2 of the NWA World title. He used the ropes for leverage. I don't know why. Sean Legacy with a 34 is really awful. His manager, Paula Demar. Yep, that's a good combination. Actually, no, it's a poor combination. They've done good work at ringside, but it's a poor combination. Don't click at all. So we've got to change that one. Colby is in the supermarket. He forgot one item and he's going to grab it. Once he gets back, Ron Killings is having his shopping priced up. Colby loses his cool a little bit of Ron. Ron again is light-hearted. Colby is clearly getting more frustrated with Ron, and Ron acts none the wiser. 70 rated segment as we're building towards their match to end the tournament. The finale of the tournament, but they're both faces, so it's not really a feud like that. Mustafa Ali defeats Elliot Sexton with a pinfall, uh, with a reverse 450, 58 by Mustafa Ali, 47 from Elliot Sexton. Segment rating 56, and I'm happy Elliot Sexton put in a good performance because his debut match against Tyler Breeze was absolutely awful. So that's earned him more time on the roster. So I'm happy with that. That was our main event. What are we going to get? 61. No popularity changes, wide selection of angles, 200 people, so it's sold out again. It's a little bit better than last week, so we can't complain too much. 8,000 loss, not a big deal. And yeah, so 31,075 viewers, decent viewing, good attendance, show rating 61. It's an absolute sellout. Luckily that Ron and Colby had a great segment which really lifted up the show. Foundation versus Southern, we can't have that again. And Layla Hirsch, she's going to stay off the mic. But overall, it's a good show. And I'm happy with it. It's an improvement on last week, just in terms of the show rating. So we can't really complain too much. And then we push on to whatever's next. Let's have a look. So I did want to have a look at creative quickly. These are our franchise players. Built them up well. Ron Killings, Ronda Rousey, Ali, Ace Austin, Priscilla Kelly. So I'm happy with them. The most closely associated with the NWA. Next big thing's Treehouse Lee, but he was poor. Decent hot prospects. These are the good talkers. These are the guys that are hot at the moment. Silas Mason, I don't know why. Killer Kelly isn't hot. Neither is Elliot Sexton, and neither is Layla Hirsch. So we've got to think about what we're going to do with them. But let's get into another episode of NWA Power. Right, with the final one of this episode. Get to it, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Jonathan Gresham versus Michael Oku. Beats Michael Oku with a German suplex hold. It's 58 segment rating, 63 by Jonathan Gresham. And Michael Oku was a little bit disappointing, but we're changing his gimmick, so maybe he'll get higher match ratings. Evilise lost to Killer Kelly. Killer Kelly, 51 rated. Evilise disappointing again, but he wasn't hot. So we're trying to just build a little bit of momentum before she faces Kenzie Page. This match here, Mustafa Ali defeats Breeze, Ichiban, Ricky Knight Jr. When he pinned Ichiban before an object. And Killer Kelly attacked Ricky Knight Jr. So Mustafa Ali is the #1 contender for the national title. Breeze 53. Mustafa Ali was the best one in the match. And Ricky Knight Jr. and Saraya had no chemistry. Priscilla Kelly says she'll be here next week. Whoever shows up wants to step to her, get a match at Liberation. Good segment rating, 47. Konami defeats Natalia Markova with a submission. Cross arm breaker. Layla Hirsch distracted Konami, but Konami still gets the win. Natalia Markova poor. Poor in the ring. This segment here got a 50. Masha Slamovich defeats Venny with a diving headbutt. Good ratings for both of them. 57 segment rating. I'm happy with that. Venny still puts in a good performance. CJ says the agency will not back down from AOP or the Coffee Brothers. They beat those brothers in the middle of the ring. He says the agency run the NWA and they'll prove it tonight. Segment rating 64, really strong. And a Cameron Razor defeat the agency when Blake Christian's pinned with the last chapter after Brother Greatness interfered. Poor from a Cam again. But really good from AR Fox at 52. Segment rating 51. And they've beat the tag champ. So, hey, who knows where this is going? Crowd rating 32. But again, Razor and a Cam, not really happy with them. Metalik defeats Alex Zane. Corkscrew somersault senton bomb. Alex Zane with a 40. Metalik with a 58, carrying it again. And that's why he's got the TV title. Ron Killings offers Colby a plate of food. He tells him champions need fuel, and if Colby wants any chance of beating him, he better eat up. Colby says he can't eat the food Ron has made as he has a peanut allergy, and Ron tells him there are no pea testicles in the food. Colby is pissed off and walks away. Segment rating 66. Ron Killings obviously carrying it again. And yeah, it's just these two interacting, two baby faces en route to their final match in the Dusty Classic tournament. Ace Austin defeats ACH with an Aces high, 63 and 61. Great rating, 58 segment rating, crowd rating low, but still a 34 because there's no storyline. But the crowd heat at the end was very hot, and this is really good. Ace Austin putting in these performances on TV, so I'm really happy about that. ACH as well, proving he's really good in the ring. So what did we get? 49. I think I made a mistake. I didn't pay attention to the percentages. So the crowd wasn't happy as they expected more angles and interview segments. So I think I did too much wrestling. I think as I got into booking it, I kind of forgot about the percentages and things like that. So that's kind of where I've messed up on that one. Finance report, let's have a look. 11,400 we've lost. And that's it. But it's still sold out. Obviously, a lot less viewers than last week. This is kind of a card that I'd like to see. Obviously, I didn't pay attention to the ratio between the angles and the matches. But look, so we got heavily penalized on it. But looking at it, I mean, at least there's no amber, um, when it comes to the card. Everything's green. There's no low 40s, there's no 30s or anything like that. So we're on the right track. Just got to make sure I pay attention to percentages and make sure we don't get penalized heavy for that. I think we really would have surged in popularity if I paid attention. But it's another solid show. We've had 3 solid powers in a row. Obviously, this show rating's not good, but we kind of know where we are and what we're doing. We're still kind of weeding out the ones that just aren't good enough and things like that. But we're on the road to the next pay-per-view, and we're only going to get bigger and better. So we're just trying to push through to put on good shows so we can get to a small size and we can improve from there on out. So that's been another episode of Rebuilding the NWA. Next one, yeah, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you soon.
Sheesh, Mari, how you did this.